Today we're going to be chatting with Justin, the vocalist of the band Beneath the Hollow, discussing their upcoming EP release, Heads and Hooves, which will be out June 19th. I hope you enjoy. How are you?
I'm
Oh,
good.
I'm gonna turn the volume up here. Okay, there we go. I was listening to the music earlier and I had to turn it down because it was like super, super loud. And then when I go to do interviews and I can't hear, so I have to turn it up and play that whole song and dance all day.
Oh, of course.
How's your day going?
Oh, going all right. Had the day off, so
Nice.
just hanging out at home. Went ate lunch with a friend. Good stuff.
Nice. Is it nice over there?
It's not. I mean, it's not as bad as it could be. I mean, it's. I live in San Antonio, so it's normally 100 something degrees all the time. It's like 85 right now, 84. It's not too bad.
Oh,
I know it's
nice.
like miserable for a lot of the world.
Yeah. I should know this, but how far are you from Austin?
It's like it's like 60, 70 miles. It's not too
Oh,
bad. But I mean, traffic, that can be anywhere from an hour to 2.5 hours, depending on traffic.
yeah. That's not
Yeah.
bad though. I didn't know it was that close. My brother and his wife and my nephew live in Austin.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, they just moved there August of last year.
Nice. I mean, realistically, it is one unbroken chunk of civilization from here all the way to there. So I mean, it's really all one big thing. It's like Fort Worth and Dallas, really, but it's
Oh,
uh
well,
it's getting bigger and bigger all the time.
yeah, it's kind of that's how it is in this area too. Just seems like it's constantly growing. A lot of people are moving to Idaho, so it's been yeah, just growing. Even in I'm just like on the outskirts of Boise, and even in this little town, it's kind of exploding.
Really, where are people coming from out there?
Mostly California. We do have
Wow.
some people. Yeah, we do have some people from Texas, really from all over. Idaho, it's well, I mean, basically one big park. Plus, it's really mild weather. You know, we get all four seasons and everything, and so
Oh,
it's
gotcha.
I understand. Like, I get why people wanna live here.
Yeah, I didn't. We have a ton of people come San Antonio and Austin from California, so I didn't
Yeah.
realize that Boise had a lot of Californian immigrants. That's funny.
Yeah, and it's funny because people like freak out about it and make like such a big deal about it, and I'm all people can live wherever they want to live. I mean,
Everybody wants a reason to whine about something.
seems like it. But yeah, me and my son will be in your neck of the woods the end of July.
Oh, nice.
My
Like
son's
the
gonna be doing a audio engineering like course class thing for a
Really,
week. Hmm.
that's what I do for a living.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. Where's he going to be?
It's at one of the college. Let me look. I can't remember. It's one of the colleges that's in Austin. Um, it's like just like they do 2 weeks, but you just sign up for the 1 week
Is
and
it
then
is
they
it probably it's probably a week of studio and a week of live?
it's actually two different groups of people each week.
Gotcha,
So
gotcha.
let's see,
Is it
ACC,
more studio based or is it
um,
more like live engineering sort of thing?
software and recording,
Okay.
live sound, digital composition equipment.
Oh, it's all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, it's ACC Audio Technology and Industry Program.
Hmm. I haven't heard of that one. There's one here in San Antonio that's out of the back of a big mega church.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, yeah, I stuff like that's cool, but I always tell people not to go to school for it.
Well,
There's literally nobody in the industry. I think I've met two people in the industry that have degrees in audio engineering, and I had to
wow.
retrain them.
My gosh, oh, that's good to know
Yeah,
because he I don't know if you've seen, but he is a guitar player and he
yeah,
is
yeah.
absolutely incredible.
And he told
Um
me that he's taken lessons with Rowan, right?
oh, that's right. Yeah, with
Yeah.
Ro. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I did tell you that. Um but he knows how difficult it is to make it in the music world as a musician, and so he just wants to be able to be in music while he still plays music, and that's what
Mm.
he kind of leaned towards. So I'll definitely be picking your brain some more after this about that
I'll tell
because
you what, the money, if you want to run sound for a living, the money is not in music. The money is in corporate stuff.
okay.
So that's what I do. I do audio for big massive corporate events and private events. and it pays. I toured with a platinum country artist in December, and I get paid almost double doing corporate stuff what I got paid, and it wasn't bad getting what that paid. I get, not bragging about how much I make, but I make enough now that I really only work like a week or two a month, and then I just hang out with my kids. It's
Cool.
you can make a ton of money and travel and see the world and learn all kinds of things, like the real behind the scenes stuff that most people don't ever get to see about big businesses. You know,
Yeah.
you get to learn all kinds of stuff. It's a really cool industry that not a lot of people know about. Most
Yeah.
people that are getting into audio engineering and audio and things like that, they don't know anything about the corporate side of it. They'll see people taping down cables in hotels and think that that's what it is. And the you can get stuck in hotels making $15 an hour, or if you find the right people and make the right connections. I mean, I know people that make $800 a day.
Oh, geez.
I mean, you can make all kinds of money doing this sort of stuff.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
even I can't even like conceptualize what a corporate audio engineering would like how that what that would even look like or what that would even be because I
so
automatically go to music.
yeah, I did one that was a little less corporate. The first gig I did for this new company I'm working with was a big event called BBYO. It was a like a Jewish youth organization in Denver, and
Huh?
so it was just this week long event, like team building and culture building and concerts, and so it was just kind of everything all mixed together. So we had a huge PA, like bigger than any concert I've ever worked, because it was for like 5,000 people, 4,500 I think, and then it was a huge PA, and there was a big stage with a podium, and so most people were talking at the podium, and then they would bust out guitars and a lot of stuff. It's just people talking on a podium, and then lavalier mics. And corporate can be really easy, but I actually got my start in theater, and knowing theater will get you a long way, because in theater, as an audio engineer, you're not just pushing faders up. You have a script, and you have to follow, and you have cues and sound effects, and it's not just making it sound good. It's being in time and in tune with everything that's going on, and
Oh,
transitioning into corporate audio. Some people call it corporate theater because it's basically the
okay.
same thing. I have a script
Prompts.
that's 60 pages sometimes, and it starts off, I have this sound effect, and then I have to do VOGs, voice of God, and like, ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. Our program is about to begin. And then, I've got this guy's mic, and then I'm gonna play a sound effect, and then they're gonna play a video, and then we're gonna go to this guy's mic, and it's just a whole eight-armed audio engineer
It
situation.
sounds
Yeah.
like. Oh, that's
Yeah, it's
interesting.
fun. It's challenging.
Yeah.
If you have a good head on your shoulders and you deal with stress well, it's an awesome job.
Well, I'll have to share all that information with him. That's so interesting.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
how do you,
I love talking to kids about this sort of thing and trying to help them get in the industry. When I was coming up, everybody was super protective of their job. And
mm,
so if you were asking questions like, "Hey man, how'd you do that?" or "Why'd you do that?" they're like, "Fuck off, kid." Like, "Hey,
they're
I'm not
learning
going to tell you.
yourself.
You're trying to take my job." Whatever.
Right.
I love talking to kids about this sort of thing.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, I'm sure he will be reaching out then because he'll have questions.
Absolutely, no problem.
Awesome. Well, yeah, that's not even why we're here. So let's talk about
Yeah.
just what it's always how it goes, go off on tangents. But let's talk about Beneath the Hollow, which first of all, you weren't originally with these guys, right? You're the newer guy on
I
in the
think I'm their
band.
third singer.
Oh, geez.
So they've been around in one form or another since 2003.
Oh my
This was
gosh.
a bunch of brothers. When they first started, it was three brothers together playing. So they've been playing
Oh,
together since they were 14, 15 years old.
jeez.
Um, and Jesse said in the last interview we did that he thinks that this version of the band really started in earnest in about 2018. And they had another singer for a while, and he was let go, and they brought me in. The Jason Stepp, the guy who runs Razor to Wrist Records, beneath my old band and Beneath the Hollow are both on the same label. So when they lost their singer, he's like, "Hey, talk to Justin, man. I think he does metal really well." So
Yeah.
um, he sent me a track. I sent it back in a couple hours, done, and he was like, "Holy shit, when do you start?" uh,
Awesome.
and it's just been a great relationship.
Good.
They're really cool guys.
So since you already had obviously experience with celebrity sex scandal, was it intimidating going into this because they already had been going together for or going on for so long and because they were already so tight knit, or you were already
Oh,
like
not at
you
all.
already knew what you were doing, so you were
Yeah, I mean, I'm almost 40. I've been doing this for a long time.
yeah.
Um, it was fun. The way Jesse writes is really unique. It was really cool. I'll speak for myself at least, but as a singer, when you're given tracks, when you're given, instrumentals, I always try and just kind of hunt for how it makes me feel and go off of that. And Jesse's songs are really moody. A lot of metal is really just drop, 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 and there's not a lot of mood to it. It's just angry all the time. And Jesse's riffs are very melancholic and evocative of a lot of feeling, and I
Mm,
love that. So it
yes.
really drew me to it. It was it was not intimidating. It was exciting. Meeting the guys, you can be nervous meeting a bunch of people you've never met, but they're all just awesome. We tease our bass player Dan a lot, but he is like the coolest guy ever. When I came from theater. He's a big theater buff. So the first day I met him, we spent like 4 hours talking about Hamilton and singing at each other. It was amazing. Like they're awesome guys. We all get along amazingly. Everybody's great in the band. Like it's been just an amazing experience.
It's awesome. I saw Hamilton for the first time in what was it, November, I think it was.
On Disney,
No, I
or did you
saw
actually
it.
see it?
Yeah,
I
I
hate
saw
you.
it.
I've never
Yeah.
seen it live. That's so cool.
Oh gosh. Yeah, it was amazing. I have seen it obviously on Disney, but yeah, it was
Yeah,
amazing live. Obviously with different cast members, but
yeah,
still,
yeah.
it's Broadway.
So I
Never
would
they
love to see
hire the
that.
best.
Do they actually travel with the big spinning stage and all that?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's amazing. That
Yeah.
when I annoyed the crap out of my wife when we watched that because I just, you know, I'm a songwriter and I'm a singer and I also come from theater. So the way that all comes together and that I kept pausing it. Oh my God, I need to explain this. She's like, can we just watch this? Like,
I know
it's so
that's
cool though. I need to explain how awesome this is.
Have you
Yeah.
been to any
Anyway,
Broadway plays before?
what's that?
Have you been to any Broadway plays before?
Not in Broadway, but I worked in theater. I've worked tons of plays. Sweeney Todd and
Ooh, fun.
Lucky Stiff and The Mikado. I worked in theater. I actually, when I was working in the theater, I almost auditioned for a role in Oliver, but I
Oh
realized I
wow.
could do that for fun, or
Yeah.
I could be the audio engineer and make money doing it. So,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, I was going to audition for Fagin, if you know that role.
You
Um,
know what? I've never actually seen Oliver, but I've obviously
Oh, it's
heard
so
good.
good. Even the movie version, I think it
Yeah.
was in the 70s. It's fantastic. Watch it.
Well, I will. I just within the last probably like 5 years started getting more into musicals because I would this is kind of hilarious. I would always be like, musicals are just not for me. I have a big, huge tattoo of Singing in the Rain on my arm because it's one of my all-time favorite movies. And my mom's like,
Nice.
that's a musical. And I'm like, yeah, it absolutely is. And so then I really liked Moulin Rouge. And I was like, okay, so it just has to be
Nice.
a certain kind of musical. And then the more and more some came out. It still does have to be a certain like Mamma Mia was didn't do it for me, even though I love ABBA's
Yeah.
music. But I think it's just like movies. It doesn't matter whether it's a musical or a movie. It depends on what you like. Sweeney Todd's amazing.
Have you seen the George Hearn, Angela Lansbury version of that?
Of Sweeney Todd?
Yeah. So Sweeney Todd, there's the movie, right? The Tim Burton movie.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Oh, really?
You need to watch. You can buy the DVD and you can find, I made like clips of it on YouTube, but it was
Okay.
the second guy who played Sweeney Todd. His name's George Hearn. He's still alive. He's in his 90s. He's got this big baritone voice. He's a little guy. But Angela Lansbury from Murder She Wrote, Mrs. Potts was Mrs. Lovett, and it is incredible. Every time I watch it, I get chills. It is incredible, and
I didn't
it's
even
like a
know there was
recording
another
from
version.
1982.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Ooh, I'll have
but
to check it out for sure.
I think you can buy the DVD for like $7 on eBay.
Perfect. Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. I didn't even know there
Yes.
was another one.
When you do, tell me how
Okay.
excited you are because it's amazing.
Okay. Lie to you? No, I'm
Anyway,
just kidding.
yeah,
I did get to see Beetlejuice.
Oh, nice. I haven't
And
seen that one. I
that
know
one's
some of the
super
songs
cool.
off it, but
Super cool. That
nice.
dude does an incredible job. I think it was the dude that actually, I think the cast was the actual Broadway cast.
Oh,
Uh,
really?
yeah, which is super weird that we usually don't get that in Boise, but I looked it up online afterwards and I was like, those are the same people. So that was pretty
Wow.
cool. But
Wow. That's awesome.
anyways, cool. Segue back. Um, so the EP is coming out next month, June 19th, I believe, is what I saw. You released 3 songs so far. Is that
Yep.
how long is the EP going to be? Everywhere that I looked, I couldn't see how many songs was
It's
going to
six
be on it.
songs. Six
Six?
songs, yeah.
Okay. Why a EP and not a full length?
I think that we after we finished writing those 6 songs, it felt like I think we were just excited to get them out, and the
Yeah.
and instead of waiting till we got 4 more done, or we were plus we were even considering not putting out an official release at all and just doing periodic singles. But just as far as recording goes, since we have to travel to record most of the time, it makes more sense to kind of do them in a bunch.
Yeah.
Um, and honestly, we were just dying to get it out. We
So, yeah, I totally get it. Then the 3 songs that you guys have released so far are incredible. I'm like new favorite band. I'm so excited to see what more you guys have to offer. I did see that you guys have some shows coming up with the release party. Are you doing songs that the old vocalist did as well, or are you only doing new songs since you're doing these ones? Oh, did I lose you? Oh.
Yeah, there you go. You
There we
frozen
go.
there for a minute.
And did you hear any of that? Did I just like go on a ramble?
I heard he's starting to talk about shows.
Okay, yeah, my internet has been having issues in here lately. The last 4 interviews that I've done, I've been having issues with. So I apologize. I
It's all right.
rebooted it beforehand and rebooted the computer and everything, hoping that I wasn't going to run into that. But here we are. Um, So yeah, you guys have released the 3 songs. I saw that you guys have some live shows coming up, and you're going to be doing the release party a few days after the actual release of the album. Are
Yep.
you guys going to be doing just the songs that they do with you, or will you be doing some songs from the album with the previous vocalist as
We're
well?
doing a couple.
Cool.
When we did our debut, we actually did a little. We did 2 shows back to back in 2 different places with Polka Dot Cadaver from our label,
Mhm.
and we played 2 completely unique sets. So we basically played the entire album with their old singer, heavily rewritten.
Yeah.
Like I basically just took his lyrics and rearranged it the way I would do it.
Yeah.
So I had a couple people that were trying to sing along and making faces at me the whole time afterwards. They were like, "That was cool, but weird."
Yeah. You're not doing it right.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think most of the people that I ran into that with were excited about hearing it a different way.
Yeah.
I could see diehards being annoyed, but whatever. He had a really different voice than I do, and
Yeah.
I'd rather sing it a way that excites me and not hurt myself trying to do what he did.
Yeah.
Because singing metal is not easy on your voice, even if you're professional, and sticking to your comfort zones,
Yeah.
the things that won't hurt you, or it's kind of ideal.
Course, yeah. Yeah, especially when you're doing it night after night. Your
Yeah.
harsh vocals are incredible. How do you protect because it is an art. There is an art to it. I know people outside of metal think that you're just thrashing your throat, but no, there's a right way to do it. How do you
Oh
how
yeah.
do you protect your voice?
Well, I have been singing in metal bands since 2006,
Okay.
and I've gone through phases of trying different techniques and different things, and it's just whittling it down and working at finding the things that work and don't.
Hmm.
For a long time, the screaming wouldn't hurt me as much as like the big singing, the big belting stuff. I would overexert and strain my voice, and I actually during the pandemic, I came down with kind of a condition, and I couldn't sing for a long time.
No.
I had to go see an ENT, and I basically had to take speech therapy and learn how to talk again, and then I had to
Oh
learn how to
my
sing again.
gosh.
There was a little while that I thought I was never going to sing again.
That's
It was
intense.
terrifying. So that
Yeah.
kind of reset a lot of my bad habits. It was kind of an opportunity, and going so long without performing, it was kind of an opportunity to just reset, reevaluate, and get everything right to begin with.
Yeah.
And honestly, vocal hygiene is something that people don't talk about very much, but man, taking care of your voice is a full-time job. And when I'm not gigging, I'm lazy about it. Um, but it is serious stuff. And just your diet can just destroy your
Yeah.
voice. For a long time, my diet was damaging my voice, and I have like a reflux condition that burns my voice in my sleep. It's a thing. So
Ah,
yeah, taking care of your voice is an art, and takes a lot of discipline that I just generally don't have.
yeah. Well, none of
But
us do. I mean,
yeah,
discipline, the discipline might as well be a four-letter word.
yeah, for sure. It's just takes a time is really
Yeah.
time and effort, and the trick is to do it. Most people don't look outside of metal. Like as singers, they don't look at the things that other singers do and outside of it, but there's an idea, a mindset that you want to be able to do what you do with as little effort as possible. You want
Right.
to be able to walk in and walk off and feel the same. You
Yep.
don't want it to be subtracting from your health every day. And man, when in my first band, I used to scream so hard I'd blow blood vessels in my face. Like
Oh
it
my
was,
gosh.
yeah, it was brutal. I was just killing myself. I could only perform, a show a week tops
Yeah.
back then. So, you know, finding out that people actually do that and feel that way and approach vocals that way kind of made me start changing my mind. And singing in Celebrity did a lot too, because
Yeah.
that was like a triathlon. It's ska and it's pop and it's metal and death metal, and I have to do all of it
Hmm.
chunk after chunk in every song. So you have to get pretty good at changing gears but maintaining, because if you do a death metal part and then you've got a pop song next, and you didn't take care of yourself, you're fucked.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
gotta, pace yourself and try and do it with as little effort as possible and make it sound good.
Yes.
It's a whole thing.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I don't know how you do those shifts. I mean, you do some shifts with Beneath the Hollow as well. You
Oh yeah.
have, I would say, three that I feel like I've heard that are totally different vocals. But yeah, with Celebrity, it's like I mean, it's a Patton-esque thing. You're like all over the
Oh yeah.
place. I don't know how you switch that quickly.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Oh,
I'm not complimenting myself at all, but it was not easy.
yeah.
It was
So
hard.
is Celebrity Sex Scandal done?
Yeah. The band kind of broke up. I actually I started working with Beneath the Hollow in, I'm gonna say, September of 2003, um, I think, and then Celebrity broke up uh, like a year ago.
Hmm.
It just kind of on its own. It didn't
Yeah.
have anything to do. There was no, you can't be in other bands or whatever.
Yeah.
It just happened. We had been together
Yeah.
for 14 years, I think.
Yeah.
It was just time.
Yeah.
Honestly, aside from the internal friction, I kind of felt that we had done everything that we could do without trying something completely different. Like I, our last album is my favorite, but I also feel like we kind of hit a wall there. Like we had done everything that we could do with that sound, and we were just going to be spinning our tires in place. I want to
Yeah.
move forward,
Yeah.
and I feel like with this group of guys with Beneath the Hollow, I'm moving forward. I'm
Yeah.
doing new things, trying new things, and Jesse is really good at being varied in his approach to his guitar, so that keeps me fresh and green and moving forward.
Yeah,
So,
and interested. Yeah. Yeah, that's something that while I was listening to, I can't remember. I think it was the last release, the Godless song. I think that's
mm,
what it was. I was like, oh, this is like that melody shifts, that
mm.
happen that are like on I don't know if they're on half notes or if they're just on I don't
It's a
know whether
melodic minor. It's
yes.
yeah, it's a weird key to sing in. That's kind of what excites me about singing with Jesse, is that he uses these keys that I'm not used to.
Mhm.
So I have to get really mechanical with working out. I have to sit with a keyboard and figure out what notes I can even sing in these freaking keys.
I
Uh,
love to watch people watch songs live that they're not necessarily super familiar with because the headbanging gets so confusing and so confused. And that's how I was like, I can see like people be like, wait, where's the melody? Okay, there it is. Nope, it shifted again. I love
yeah.
music like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely technicality behind Beneath the Hollow that does keep it very interesting and does keep it exciting to listen to. And then you add your multi vocals on top of it, and it's pretty awesome. So are you releasing any more singles before the album or the EP drops?
Yeah, I think we've got two more. I think all but one
Okay,
of them are getting the single treatment. We've got um one more video and I think a lyric video. I don't know what's next. I don't
okay.
remember. I think a lyric video is next. Um, we actually there's a guest vocal from Cheney Crab from Entheos on
Mine, I
that.
love her.
Yeah, it came out awesome.
I can only imagine the two of you. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, and it's a really just slow, miserable, sad song. I love it.
So is she clean singing in it?
Yeah, on their last
I
album, she does a
love
lot
it.
of like
She
really
does.
slow, ethereal, chill,
Mm-hmm.
soft vocals. Yeah, she's really spreading her arms vocally lately too. I love it. Um,
Yes. Yeah, we actually talked about that last time because I'm like, you were doing so many cleans, and she's like, it's terrifying. But I'm like, you shouldn't be terrified because you sound great. So that's cool that's what I just automatically assumed that she was going to be doing her harshes with you guys. So
yeah,
that's
it's both.
cool.
She does both.
Does
Yeah,
both. Oh, that's going
yeah,
to be perfect. I'm excited to hear it.
yeah. It's
Oh,
cool. It's a great song. It's a really miserable song. When I finished demoing that song, I sent it to a few friends. One of our mutual friends. He called me. He's like, "Dude, are you okay?" I was like, "I'm fine, dude. It's a story."
oh, interesting. Hmm.
Yeah, it's
I can't wait to hear it.
yeah. I mean, I always kind of take like not comparing myself to Tom Waits, but kind of the Tom Waits approach. You take like a feeling and emotion and write a scenario about it, and you know, for another person, like say like you know, I haven't been dumped or broken up with somebody in 16 years, but I still know what a breakup feels like. So if I
Yeah.
wanted to write about a breakup, I could write a scenario
Hmm.
about if the song calls for it, write a scenario about somebody that or something that could happen to somebody or a version of what's happened to me in the past or whatever. It's about evoking feelings, trying to add lyrics and emotion vocally to the feeling that the music already gives me. Um,
That's
yeah,
cool. That's our all in itself because if it's not something that you're necessarily experiencing right now and still are able to dig into
yeah,
that emotion and those stories, that's again an art all in itself.
yeah. I used to drink a lot to help with that.
That's
It's
what
easier to tap
most
into old
majority
feelings
do.
when you're drunk, but not so much anymore.
Oh, good for you. Yeah, no, for sure. I think that's what most people jump to when they're going through tough times. So where do you get your lyrical inspiration when you are feeling stuck? When you're feeling like maybe that emotion isn't as easy to pull up or you're just like, I'm not really sure where this is taking me.
So I take some people just sit and write lyrics in their phone. I kind of find that pointless because it's rare that you can write a lyric out. Like I've seen people like, oh, I wrote this whole song. I have no music, but I wrote a song. Well, how do you know that you're going to get a song that actually fits into without having to
Yeah.
rework the whole thing? So I put a ton of just just things that interest me. Like the name of the album, Heads and Hooves, is from I worked in events where at a horse racing track, and the winning horses, the ones that are like, oh, you're the best, when they die, they cut them up and bury them with just their heads and hooves, and that's an honor to them. And so when they told me that, I was like, Jesus Christ. And I put heads and hooves and I put a little description about what it's about. And then when I sat down to write a song, I was like, just going through all my notes and, ooh, let's see if I can think of something for that one. You know, or, um,
Metal.
yeah, dude, I just like, oh, it's an honor. You're going to chop me up. That's respecting me when I die. It's just, I thought it was a great metaphor for the way that we treat soldiers when they're back or actresses when they're past their prime or whatever. You know,
Huh.
it's so fucking disrespectful.
Yeah.
Um, so that's I mean that's an idea. This that I had in my phone for like a year. And then when they gave me that track, I was going through and just humming, and the idea came through. But usually I just take notes in life as I'm experiencing things. I was listening, nobody's probably ever going to hear it, but I wrote a song called Dead Armadillos one time. I was listening to a political podcast, and the host was talking about politics and people doing things. And she said, well, you know what they say? The only thing in the middle of the road are yellow lines and dead armadillos. And I was like, where's my phone? I gotta write this down. Yeah, just
When you
things
wrote
like
down,
that.
so when you write down things like that, is it usually because there was layers to the heads and hooves? There was obviously the original story, but then
Yeah,
you were using it as metaphors for other areas of
yeah.
life too. So so with armadillos, is that something that you were like, oh, okay, because it goes with that subject, or were you like, I could use that in a lot of different
Yeah,
areas?
exactly.
Yeah,
I'll put dead armadillos and then just kind of a couple thoughts about what I was thinking about,
yeah.
like the thing, and then what I connect it to in my mind. That way, because I've written down, vague things in a hurry, and then I don't remember why I found it interesting. So I have to give it a little context. So I've got tons of notes like that in my phone where, if I have a song and it doesn't immediately pull words out of me, I'll go start scrolling through my phone and find something interesting that, oh yeah, okay, ooh, that kind of fits the vibe. Okay, and then I'll try and build off that.
That's fun. That's really cool. So is there a title track? Is there a Heads and Hooves song?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool. Is that, can I ask, is that the one you're doing with Cheney?
No,
Okay.
no. Heads and Hooves is going to be the last music video that comes out. Cheney's on the next one, um, which is called Regret, or Four Dimensional Regret, and then Heads and Hooves is the last one, and then
Okay.
there's one more song that's just going to be on the EP.
Cool. Cool. Well, I'm stoked to hear the rest of them. Um,
And they're totally different vibes, all of them.
oh,
Like
really?
every single one of them is different from the last one. There's not two songs that are remotely similar on this EP.
It's fun. I love albums like that keep you guessing all the way through.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's
How have the pre-orders been so far?
I don't know.
You
Jason,
know?
I heard the day of when they went live. Jason was telling the guy from the label was telling Jesse it was going really well.
Yeah.
So it's a small label and we're not a big band, so it doesn't take much to cover costs.
Yeah.
Especially we paid for the recording ourselves, so really we just have to cover cost of production of merchandise.
Mhm.
And as far as I know, either we're close or we've already gotten to it. So
I feel like I've seen a lot of people say that they've already pre-ordered. That's why I was curious.
yeah, and the merch is sick too, right? Like
Oh, cool.
I'm excited
We
to get
have
my
ours
hands on it.
ordered. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes. The artwork is so awesome. Yeah, I got my son and I both two different we have a lot of the same shirts because we go to a lot of the same shows.
awesome.
But I got us two different designs so that way we could at least be a little bit different there. I'm sure he doesn't always want to be matching his mother. Tell me about the artwork. Do you know who the artist is and where it came from?
Jesse handled that. It was
Okay.
some guy in Europe. He had been Jesse, man. That guy just has his tentacles out everywhere. He's just got a finger on the pulse in all these different places, and he like if we wanted to lean death metal, he has a guy.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I'll reach out to my death metal guy, or I'll reach out to my, my. He wanted to go for like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre kind of vibe on it, like kind of like the poster. It's kind of monochromatic almost. Yeah, that's he's kind of the big picture dude. I just kind of give him lyrics and point, and he takes
Yeah.
off in that direction.
It's cool. You guys have, yeah, came up with a couple, well, three videos, but one of them, I feel like one of them was just lyrics.
The three
Trying to
that we have
remember
out so
now.
far actually have us in them.
Does it,
Um,
does all three of them?
yeah,
I had another interview this morning, and so I'm then I know that band had a lyrical video, and so I was like, oh, I feel like I'm getting it confused. Um, but I remember there's yeah, the godless one has the red and had the
yep.
really creepy bug with the maggots and stuff coming out of it. Um,
Yeah,
and then yeah, the first one, see better I think is the one that I was confused on, but you're right,
yeah,
it does have you guys in it, yeah.
yeah.
Um,
That one. So we actually shot all the band parts for those in one day.
oh
It
geez,
was
for all three of them?
Yeah, it was the
Oh,
hardest I've ever worked as a musician in my life. it was exhausting.
Oh, I
And
bet.
as a matter of fact, it was after we did two shows back to back and then drove for like 8 hours. We slept for maybe two hours and then went straight to the studio and started shooting. It
Oh my
was it was
gosh.
a beatdown, but we shot all the band portions of those all in one day. Um, and then Matt, our drummer, actually shot all the shots of the girl.
Huh?
Um, I actually kind of he kept calling me. They'd be her and him were sitting together, and they're like, "Well, we have these ideas," and we were collaborating. I kind of co-directed from far away, like, "Man, try and get a shot like this." And she was awesome. She had a bunch of cool ideas too.
Oh,
I feel so rude because I'm blanking on her name, but she was fantastic. Like she brought the book with the definitions in it, like abusive relationships and things like that. But yeah, so he shot that and it came out great. So all of our videos we've done in house. It was all Jesse and
awesome.
Matt have done those amazingly.
And
Um,
you would have no idea that they were at the same time because the special effects on all of them or the
yep,
way that they all look are so different.
yep, yeah. It was a cool place we shot it in. There were LEDs around the room, so we could just go hit a button and change the color in the room.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and it felt so silly because we were traveling at the time, so I brought my entire bag of clothes with me, and I'm like changing outfits in between songs, like maybe we'll
Jeez.
do this in this song, and it feels
Jeez.
silly to do, but in the end, the what you get out of it is it makes sense. It's cool.
Yeah, for sure. Because then, yeah, people might be like, oh, do they ever change clothes?
Yeah, exactly. That guy really loves that shirt, man.
He's really into that shirt. Let's
Yeah,
send him some shirts. I think he needs some help.
yeah, right.
Um, so with you said heads and hooves is the other one that isn't the lyrical one.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
There's a full video for that one.
so was that one recorded at the same time too then?
Yep,
You did all four of them at that time.
yep.
Jeez.
Did I say three? Yeah, it's all four.
Yeah,
Um,
jeez. I think
yeah,
I just assumed three because I knew that you already had done the three before, but
yeah, yeah.
jeez.
No, it's all of them. And then we had I don't know who it is, but the one with Cheney, there's a lyric video for. I
Okay.
think that's next. I think I'm really bad with dates and details. I'm a pest on tour. And where are we? And what day is it? And where are we going tomorrow? I almost never. I have to write the town I'm in and the name of the opening bands on my set list because I will not remember.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how people can, especially that are going from place to place to place. Anytime, of course, the band's like, "Hello, Boise, Idaho," and I'm like, "How often do they get that wrong? Because they're at
It
night after
happens.
night after night in a new place."
I'll
I've
I'll
yet to
be
see
on
it,
the road
but
for a week and I'll get it wrong. I can't. I
yeah,
just can't be responsible for that sort of stuff. It's too much for me to keep in my head and keep all the lyrics fresh and all that. It's
yes.
just too much to remember.
Oh my gosh, yeah, yeah, I can, I
I,
totally
I
get it.
know my limits.
Right? So you have, yeah,
I
little
just
notes
show
for
up
him.
and yell at people, man. Don't ask for more.
That I can do.
Pretty much.
So after this is released, so you guys are going to do the release party thing. Do you know what comes next? Are you guys planning on doing like a bigger tour? Do you have who would you want to tour with if you could have the
I mean, man, there's a lot of really cool bands out there. A lot of cool heavy bands that we could get in with, and we could cater our set to a softer band or a heavier band.
crew?
But there's right now we do not have any full tours booked, but we are talking to a few people. We don't have a booking agent yet. We're kind of working on that,
Hmm.
but hopefully, us getting out on the road and kind of when you're a band of this level, you kind of have to prove to booking agents that you are going to go out and put the time in, and that you don't suck, and that you're professionals, and you're not going to get hammered and start fights at bars, and you got to prove yourself.
Right.
And this version of the lineup has to do that kind of all over
Yeah.
again. So we're getting out there. Matt works at a venue in Chicago, so he knows a lot of bands.
Oh
We've
yeah.
we are He's tight with a lot of bands, so there are kind of a few that we've talked to about opening slots that we could jump on. And we're taking it slow, but we're trying to gain some momentum.
You guys do definitely have a diverse enough in like just what you do, even from song to song, it's diverse enough. I could see you being on so many different styles of of I can't think of what lineups is what I was trying
Mm,
to say. Although anymore, they don't even have to be in the same genre. Last year we
no.
went and saw Dragon Force, Necrogoblicon, and Deathclock. Like didn't Dragon Force made no sense, but it's
Oh
Dragon
man,
Force.
I would
Like they're
love to see that
amazing.
show though, man.
Oh,
Oh, that'd be
it was
sick.
incredible. It
Oh,
was
I bet.
incredible. And Dragon Force, no, Necrogoblicon opened, but Dragon Force like not headlining was so bizarre. But then it's like, yeah, they were
Deathclock.
nestled in between these like, yeah, more death metal bands. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
Necrogoblicon's a whole
I think
beast
it
of
depends
itself.
on the crowd.
Yeah.
Some crowds are more insular than others. Like
Hmm.
hardcore bands don't want to see their crowds are kind of specific to their
Yeah.
own audiences. But in metal writ large in the general community, I think that they're a lot more accepting. There are a lot of bands that we could go out with.
Yep.
You know, I I like to think that we kind of because there's a bit of a line between the more extreme leaning bands and the bands that lean more pop, like say like Bad Wolves is a heavy band, but they lean a bit more pop. And I
Totally.
think that we kind of straddle that line between the extreme and the pop. So, and I don't say pop as an insult. I fucking love pop. Like
Yeah,
I
no,
one
I think you guys are more away from that because of the of your vocal style.
mm,
I don't put you uh, not I don't have an issue with that kind of music either, but it's definitely not my favorite just
yeah.
for whatever reason.
Well,
They're
I mean,
super talented.
even like Spirit Box
Mhm.
is a really heavy band, and they have some songs that are really extreme, and then they have songs that are straight up pop songs with
Totally.
guitars.
Yeah.
And I think that we would fit. Honestly, I of all the bands out there, I would compare us to them. What we're doing now,
Yeah.
just with the dude singing. It's heavy, it's melodic, it's dark, it's that. Um,
Right.
but yeah, I mean, we could tour with a lot of different. We could get along with a lot of different bands
I
and
agree.
their crowds, but I'll take what anybody throws at me. Honestly.
Yeah. Well, geez, I mean, Entheos, they're making
Oh yeah.
so much segue. I don't think it'll be long before they're headlining a whole tour. I know they've done some headlining shows, but I don't think it'll be long
Dude,
before they're headlining a whole
have
tour.
you heard about what was it? Is it the Mayhem Fest? They were talking about bringing back one of the big rock festivals, but just doing only female fronted bands.
Yes,
How
yes,
fucking sick would that be? Like Ginger and Spirit
yes,
Box and
yes,
Entheos and
yes.
oh God, what is the other like
Infected
dude,
Rain.
New Year's Day, and there's just
Yeah.
so many awesome. I love female fronted bands. Like
Hmm.
one of my favorite artists ever is this group called the Pierces. They just kind of almost like folk rock,
Oh,
but
cool.
it's two sisters and they harmonize beautifully. And they've
Oh,
done some kind of weird stuff too.
uh-huh.
If you look them up, they're amazing.
Okay, cool.
But um, I love when I first got into that band. I just kind of it was I noticed right away. Not only obviously it's women singing, but their perspective was so different.
Yeah.
Um, and I came to really cherish that. Like I really enjoy listening to music that's not some fucking dude talking about the girl that dumped him or whatever. Like it's played out. I've fucking heard it. There's this band called the Vincent Black Shadow. If you've never heard them, look them up.
Okay.
Amazing female fronted, weird, almost like rockabilly punk band.
Yeah.
Really cool band. But she wrote like she has this song that's about abortion, and it's just such a heavy, dark, and the metaphors that she uses are just amazing. So like things like that really open my eyes. So I'm fucking here for all these female fronted metal bands that are just blowing up. I fucking love it. I'm here
Yes.
for it. I would love to tour with one of those bands.
It's cool.
It would
You
be
know what? I've
amazing.
never, I mean, I have, but not to that in depth thought about that before because I do, me and Cheney have had a few interviews. Um, and then Lauren Babick of Red Handed Denial, and she's doing her own solo stuff now. And I mean a lot of female vocalists that I've talked to throughout the years, but there definitely is a different and I think it's because they've had to fight, not only fight their way into the genre, you know, and so there's a authenticity of where they get to be themselves because they're fighting instead of having to play a role. I love Kill Switch Engage, and Howard's vocals are. absolutely top notch, one of the best. But every time I hear a Howard song, I'm like, Howard needs a hug. I don't know if it's the same girl that's breaking his heart or if it's some different girl every time. But whatever's happening with Howard, he needs hugs. Give him hugs. And then you can tell the difference between Jesse and Howard, even if, I mean, obviously vocally you can, but even if you were just looking at the lyrics, you can tell which one's a Jesse
Oh yeah,
song and which one's a Howard
yeah, for
song.
sure. I'm a fan of both. I love
Oh,
them
I
both.
am too. I
I've
am
been
too.
compared to Jesse a lot. I don't hear it, but I love him, so I'll fucking take it.
I can see that, but I do think you have more of a Staley-ish clean
Ooh, oh,
vocal.
don't do that. I love Allison Chains. Yeah, I love Allison Chains.
Oh, me too. They're one of my favorites.
Yeah,
But I was
dude, I
trying.
love them with William too. I thought
Yes.
their last album was incredible.
No, I agree 100%. The first time I went and saw them, because I never got to see them with Staley, even though they were one of my favorite bands growing up. I just never got the opportunity. But I went in begrudgingly going, I just want to see Jerry Cantrell. I just want to hear Alice in Chains, whatever. I'll just see how this goes. And I've seen him probably 5 times since then. William is
Nice.
absolutely incredible. I mean, he's obviously a better musician because Staley, I don't even know if Staley ever played an instrument, but
He
Williams,
played guitar. He wrote Angry Chair, which is like the simplest Alice in Chains song ever.
well,
He actually was a musician, played some drums, guitar, bass. He was
mm,
allegedly there are demos out there from when before he died where he actually played everything.
oh, that's
Um,
cool. Yeah, I
but
didn't see. I
yeah,
didn't know that. I was trying to
yeah,
remember if I'd ever seen, but still, Williams an
yeah.
incredible,
Oh yeah.
incredible musician, incredible vocalist. He still is able to have that harmonizing with Cantrell
Yep,
that
yep.
sounds good and makes sense, but he doesn't try to be Staley, and
Oh
so
yeah. No,
and
I commend him for those are big shoes to fill,
oh my
and he
gosh.
didn't go in there trying to sound like that guy. There are singers out
Mhm.
there that I've heard that kind of that oh my God, this guy sounds like when Sublime got Rome, he
Yes.
sounds a lot like Bradley,
Yes.
shockingly like Bradley. And I've heard
Yes.
people that sound like Lane Staley out there, and they're not remotely interested in having someone like that. They'd rather
Yep.
have a collaborator that goes in and does his own thing. I think William Duvall's amazing.
I do
Like I
too.
said, I loved Rainier Fog. I loved
Hmm.
Black Goose Way to Blue. I think they're
Yep.
incredible. He's. Did you ever hear his band with Ben from the Dillinger Escape Plan, the Draft Tongue Orchestra?
No.
Oh my God. Oh my God. It came out right at the same time that Killer Be
Okay.
Killed came out.
I
And it
love
was
Killer Be
literally the
Killed.
same thing, but different members. So it was like the Dillinger Escape Plan. Uh, oh, what was the band? Damn it, I'm blanking on the band, but it was like the all the bands that put together, like the Mars Volta,
Oh,
Dillinger, and
jeez.
Mastodon. It was Mastodon. That's what Killer Be Killed was the same thing, but plus Max from Soulfly. But then it was different members of Mastodon and Dillinger and the Mars Volta making Giraffe Tongue, but with William singing, and it is
Gosh.
phenomenal,
Giraffe
phenomenal
tongue?
record. I wish that they
I,
were
I'm gonna
bigger
I'm
than
gonna
they were.
I'm gonna put it on my phone right now because I definitely don't. Killer Be Killed's is one of my top favorite bands ever. I love them so much. I was
Dude,
supposed to
Greg's
interview.
amazing.
Yes, he is. But they're all
So
amazing. I mean, they're all amazing.
So you're talking about Alice in Chains. I saw Cantrell last year touring
Orchestra.
with his
Okay.
solo band, and he had Greg singing all of Lane Staley's parts for all the Alice in Chains they
Oh,
did.
that's cool.
It was sick. And dude, they had oh, I'm blanking on his name. The drummer they had with them, Gil Sharon. He played on a Dillinger record, and he played with Stolen Babies, another great female fronted band. If you've never heard Stolen Babies,
Oh,
but they had Gil
introducing
Sharon
me
with them
so
too, so
much.
it was awesome to watch.
So cool. That's so cool. I was supposed to interview Ben for the last Killer Be Killed album, and the PR like the day or two before was like, "Ooh, Ben can't make it. Is there any way that you'd be okay with interviewing Troy?" And I'm like, "I'm a huge Mastodon fan. Are you kidding me? Are
Oh
you
no, Troy.
yes,
Is
if
he
I have
second
to talk
fiddle?
yeah, is that the second tier here? Like Max Cavalera, obviously incredible. Greg Puciato, obviously one of the best. But Troy to me was the golden god of the four that I was like, oh my, yeah, I guess so if I have to. And he was awesome, super sweet and super
Oh no,
awesome.
yeah, yeah. Troy, I
Yeah,
love Mastodon.
yeah.
I know it's controversial, but I love the more modern rock and roll Mastodon than the metal stuff.
Then
But they're
the
such a cool band.
both versions because I started listening to them back in the Leviathan, back in the
Yeah, yeah.
more gruff and doomy. But I really, really like their newest stuff. And honestly, I probably prefer it as well at this point.
Yeah, like dude, the Hunter I thought was just front to back.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
and honestly, that was like, all right, you know what? I heard the single. I think it's killer. I need to give this album a shot, and I just never skipped a song. Fucking love
Yep.
that album.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, there's such great musicians. Like
They are.
I feel like not enough musicians sit and talk well about other bands. I love music and I love seeing bands be successful.
Yeah.
Mastodon shocked me when they started just blowing up when like Curl of the World came out. I was like, dude, fucking go, dude. These
Right?
guys deserve it, you know. The
Yeah.
same thing was happening to Every Time I Die before they broke up, but you know, they were just stratosphere, man. What a great
Yes.
band too. And
It's
of
super
course,
cool to see.
Better Lovers is phenomenal too with Greg.
I don't know if I've ever listened to that one.
Dude, do you not? Oh my God, bro, do you not know? Because so Every Time I Die broke up. Their singer, I have type 2 bipolar. It's bipolar disorder, but I don't hallucinate. People who are full on bipolar, when they have manic episodes, they can hear voices
Yeah.
and hallucinate things that are
I'm
not
a mental
happening.
health
And the
therapist,
singer,
so I actually know. Yeah, I'm a mental health
oh,
therapist, so yeah.
yeah, cool.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, yeah. So their singer didn't know he was bipolar and had a manic episode and started
Oh,
hallucinating all the shit that the band was trying to fire him and just blew the band up publicly. It was horrible. Um,
jeez.
and so
Oh,
they broke up in this really big, ugly public way.
oh,
Um, and you know, the rest of the members were like, "We're not going to stop. We're going to do
yeah.
something." And so they got Greg from the Dillinger Escape Plan to sing for him.
Cool.
It's called Better
Okay.
Lovers. They
Okay.
have an EP and an album out. They're
Okay.
phenomenal.
Awesome.
They're every bit the Wrecking Ball, the Dillinger, and Every Time I Die were awesome band.
It's cool. Yeah. You know what? I don't even know. I don't know if I know a Every Time I Die song. There is a
Oh,
whole
dude.
decade. Well, there's a whole decade of music that I missed out because I, grew up in the 90s or was a teenager in the 90s. So I had my beloved music that I was gonna stay with and stick with to the end of time. And then I just didn't give new music a try because I was stuck in that mindset. So then when I started doing stuff with Metal Nation, obviously, I started hearing other stuff that was out there and so a lot of the newer stuff and even abstract stuff that I know, but then there's like this whole gap of huge, huge bands that like Black Veil Brides, I could not name you a Black Veil Bride song. And they're
Yeah,
one of
no,
the
I
biggest
never gave
bands.
them a shot either, and I should have.
Yeah, I need to go back and
Yeah.
familiarize myself with a lot of bands that I missed out on.
Every Time I Die, when I was a teenage or when I was coming up playing music, they were kind of in between like the hardcore and the emo scene almost, like
Uh,
the metal. They were kind of a weird. They put themselves in a weird place, and I never gave it a chance until I met my wife. One of our first dates, we went and bought albums together and just drove around listening to them. And
no
Every
wonder
Time
you
I Die
married
is
her.
yeah, yeah. We bought an album from there. It's called Wanderlust, and it's a phenomenal record. But their last album before they broke up, it is just a beat down of a record. It is just that guy would just scream until his head fell off. He was just, I mean, he has a new band called Many Eyes, which is cool, but it doesn't pummel like Every Time I
Yeah.
Die does. If you can listen to their last album, I'm blanking on the name, but it is just pure, like it hurts my skin to hear him scream.
Oh
It's
man.
visceral.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
No, I mean in a just raw, powerful
Oh,
vocal kind of way.
okay.
Not
I
like
thought you were meaning like you can tell he's in pain kind of way.
no. I mean, he's an emotional guy. I've never met him. You know, I'm not going to speak for or about him, but he is just a monster of a vocalist. You know, his technique has gotten better over the years, and he just sounds angrier and angrier. Please listen to Every Time I Die. It's a great
Okay,
band.
well, see, I'm gonna have you. I should just be taking notes. I'm gonna have to have
Well,
you
you're
like,
recording this, right?
yeah, yeah, right. Jeez. Oh, it's been a long week. Yeah, I can
That's all
just go
right.
back and watch it and take notes as I watch it. No, I'm not recording it. Am I supposed to be?
All right.
Yeah, okay, so getting back on track here.
Sorry.
No, don't be. This is usually how it goes when it's like just kind of more like fun and not like having to fit not a script because obviously I never go off a script, but like when it's the bigger bands that I have to be like, okay, I have this much
You
time
have
and I
20
have to
minutes,
make sure
go.
I cover, yeah, I have to make
Yeah.
sure I cover what I gotta cover. But you guys are still new with you, and so we only got 3 songs to be able to talk about anyway. So and what we got moving forward. Um so yeah, so you guys are talking about potentially hopefully getting on with whoever in the near
Yeah.
future. What about festivals? Is festivals something that you guys are looking to doing as well?
I mean, sure, but we'd have to, we haven't been offered any. I doubt we will be. It's about, meeting the right people and being in the
Sure.
right place at the right time.
Hmm.
If we could get on one, absolutely.
Yeah.
I've got a huge chunk in my schedule open during the summer. So if somebody heard the song and liked it, and wanted us to play, we'd be down in a heartbeat.
That's what I've heard it takes. And I don't know how accurate that is in general, but I've heard just having a whole bunch of people say, hey, we want to hear these guys, we want to see these guys, and then festival places or whatever, whoever's promoters will then like take a
Yeah.
look at
I mean,
that.
it's kind of a chicken and egg thing because you got to have
Yeah,
a crowd, you got to
right,
have a good audience to play these festivals, but you're trying to build your audience by playing these festivals to get a bigger
right,
crowd so then you can play bigger festivals.
right.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, we're trying to, if not maybe, now, maybe down the road, but the bigger the better.
I want to see you guys with Bleeding Through. I think that would fit really well,
Ooh, that'd be a sick show.
right?
Yeah, that guy's a beast.
He is. He's
Yeah.
incredible. And he's a huge Harry Potter fan.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that.
We got down a really weird rabbit hole when I had interviewed him, and I don't even remember how we got on it, but he was like die hard, hardcore Harry Potter fan, and he was like, we could talk about this for hours, and I'm like, that's
Yeah,
we're
that's
not
awesome.
going
Yeah,
to, but
yeah, I'm a big nerd. I'm a big like I have fucking cartoon tattoos. It's great.
you know what? I think that there's a very I've said this before too. I think that there is a very short gap between metal and nerds. Like I think a lot
Well,
of
most of us are nerds. I mean,
yes.
I have fucking Futurama tattoos. I mean,
Oh, and oh,
yeah,
that's fun.
yeah,
Which one's your favorite tattoo?
of my Futurama tattoos
No,
or
just in
just in
general.
general. I mean, I have a bunch of like super, family stuff and people
Yeah.
I've lost and blah blah blah.
Mhm.
I've got a couple new ones that I love. I've got a little burning church that I got the other day. That's fun, showing everybody my
Okay, I see
armpit.
it.
But yeah, I was hanging out with my buddy and he's like, "Man, you want to get a tattoo since you're hanging out?" And I walked. He's like, "Just grab something off the flash." I was like, "That one, burning church, yes, right now."
Well, especially since it kind of goes along with some of the songs and lyrics that you guys have as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I've I've been tattooed like 40 times. I've got
Yeah.
too many to count now, but
Yeah.
they're all fun. It's all a bookmark in a
Ah,
time of my life. So,
yes. Yes. I love it. I have my whole left arm is dedicated to my son, so all the tattoos I have on my left arm are all
nice,
related to Hendrix. Yeah.
nice. I got
I have one.
my son, my oldest son. I have a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old. My
Oh,
oldest son, his nursery was all Where the Wild Things Are, so I got a
yes.
Where the Wild Things Are tattoo a couple years ago. It's pretty.
And
It's
what
I don't know how hard it
did you
is.
get one of the monsters or did you get the kid?
I got the kid.
Oh, I see it. Oh, I love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
That's great. Ooh, right there looks like that would hurt.
Oh no, under the arm's worse.
Is it?
Oh yeah, it's fucking horrible.
Oh,
Yeah, and this
oh,
one comes like up into my armpit. It's terrible.
yeah. Yeah, we do. Why do we do it to ourselves? We're just sitting there going,
Because,
we're just paying someone to bring us pain.
well, you gotta prove to yourself why you want it.
I guess that's true.
Man, it bothers me so when I was a teenager, I had one of my best friends, the best man at my wedding, had a tattoo shop, and I hung out in his shop all the time, and uh, I learned a lot about tattoo culture and tattoos and whatever. But as I was getting tattooed, I kind of realized, like in my mind, and just you know, you got to earn what you want. People are like, yeah, it's because I want to look cool. Like, no, man, that pain isn't gonna make it. that how bad you want that is not going to make it through the pain. You have to
Uh,
know what you want and prove it to yourself. People who, I read about a dude who died. He went under general anesthesia to get a back piece
my
and
gosh.
asphyxiated because he didn't want to feel it. Like, what a coward, dude. Feel
My
your tattoo,
gosh.
earn it, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't numb it, earn it. And you
Yeah.
know what?
I
I know
didn't
it
even know.
sucks. I have my ribs done. It sucks. But
Yeah.
earn your stripes, dude. Prove to yourself how bad you want that.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, and then it means that much more too.
exactly.
I didn't even know that that was something they could
If you can afford
do.
it. I mean, general anesthesia costs a lot of money. But
Jeez.
yeah, there's
Yeah.
all kinds of like numbing creams and
Hmm.
stuff that you can do. I never did any. I may have been buzzed a few times getting tattooed, but I've never just, raw dogging it.
Right.
Yeah.
My new favorite sayings, which is so awful that I say
Just
it
raw
about
dogging tattoos.
I have to no just in so many different things in life I use that saying and I'm like I got to be really really careful I don't accidentally say that to a client because like I said I'm a mental health therapist and so I have to be like really careful that that crossover doesn't accidentally happen with one of my clients and then they're like either know what it means or not know what it means and ask me and then I
I've actually heard it used in the context of mental health too. Like, oh, you're out of medication. You're just raw dogging life right now.
Yeah.
That's brave.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have seen that too. Yeah, it's funny. Oh, awesome. Well, I know I've taken already a whole lot of your time. Thank you. We went down so many different rabbit holes, but I am super stoked to hear the rest of the songs that you guys are putting out. What ends up happening? Again, like already one of my new favorite bands.
Thank you.
I think there's a really incredible balance between the technicality of the music and then the way that you're able to arrange your vocals in different ways. Both your cleans and your harshes are so incredible. And I don't and your cleans are I don't know how to explain it. It's very much a uh I don't put it in the pop context at all. And so when you said that I was like, oh, I have not felt or heard that. I put it in such a different, but I don't even know what the category is. But you do it incredibly well, which of
Thank
course
you.
you
It's really
um
flattering.
yes. Yes. Thank you so much for taking this time with me. And I'm
Hey, listen, I had fun. We could just do this all the time, even without recording it.
right. Well, that's kind of what me and Cheney ended up getting into. We were just like the last interview we did was us just bullshitting and drinking. And it was like I think it was definitely an hour. It might even ended up being longer than that. We got into ghost stories. We got into all sorts of, yeah,
Nice.
paranormal stuff. And by the end of it, we were like, we need to just have like just a us drinking video without being recorded because I mean who knows how
Nice.
many people
Absolutely.
actually want to sit there and watch all that anyways. It's just two people bullshitting. But yeah, for sure. But for sure when you guys are continuing to maybe when the EP drops or something. But yeah, it was fun. I appreciate it.
Dude, yeah. Thank you for having me. Thank you for checking out the music. I appreciate it. Happy to be here. And
Yes.
I had a blast. So, like I said, anytime.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Well, I'll definitely be hitting you up about the audio engineering thing for
Oh yeah,
Hendrix
for
because I
sure.
know
Please do. Yeah.
he's
I love guiding new people into this industry. It's a good
I'll
industry to work in.
probably just direct him to you so that way you guys can just
Yeah,
chat and
no
then
problem.
I'll chat with you about all these bands that I don't know about.
Yeah, let's do it.
Awesome. Thank you. Have a good rest of your day.
Awesome. You too. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.